Well,
And
Jay,
tell
you
you
know
that
we.
they will kill your ass if they need to.
Well, JJ, you know we live right now. Listen, everybody.
Yeah, well, I mean, I understand. Hey, America, how you doing? How you doing? I
I,
wasn't hoping I was gonna be live, but I'm here
I
now.
mean, at the end of
And
the day,
someday,
you guys. At the
us
end of the
black
day,
people, we lost.
yeah,
Damn it,
yeah,
we lost. We stupid.
yeah.
All that good shit. There's a lot I got on my mind. I want to say to
I'm
America,
gonna say it.
but it's just some things I'm gonna keep to myself because they all monitoring social media and what you say and what you do.
Yo,
So
I gotta sit
I
up
can't
here.
really go in and say what I really want to say.
I gotta sit up here and speak out, you guys. I mean, real talk. Right now, I just want to say thank you for joining me live. Hardly ever go live, but I gotta speak out against this whole situation that I'm seeing. Um, what I'm saying, I definitely don't like it. You know what I'm saying? There's bull crap that's going on right now that has nothing to do with George Floyd. My people is sitting up here acting crazy and they don't even know the man's name. My people is sitting up here acting crazy and they don't even know how the man died. Let me sit up here and say this real quick. What do y'all sitting up here looting, burning down buildings, sitting up here basically provoking a riot have anything to do with George Floyd? Tell me that. Atlanta,
But
Georgia.
can I also say something? But
Go
before
ahead.
you
Go
say
ahead.
that,
Go ahead.
I gotta say this.
Go ahead.
I gotta say this. I know America. I know y'all probably can't hear me, but I'm
They can
talking
hear
to
you
y'all.
loud
I'm
and clear,
talking to
Jay. They can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, plain and simple. It's like this right here. Why do we only care about why? Well, I'm gonna change that. Why does Black Lives matter? Y'all say Black Lives matter. It only matters to us when other races of people do something to us. Are we that lost? Are we that ignorant? Are we that stupid?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, now, black on black crime goes on every day, all
Yes.
day, all
Yes.
throughout the world. But that is undocumented. The government knows just as well as everybody else in the world. You know what I'm saying? Every life should matter. It should only matter when another color do something to us.
Yes.
Okay? Because we do the same ignorant stuff to each other every day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, the reality
cut on the news.
The reality is
A
this.
black man doing this, or a black man doing that, or a black couple doing this, or a black couple doing that.
Right.
Domestic violence is at a high. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just stupid. This is just senseless. What does burning down a bookstore have to do with anything? What is going on in that city right now?
Right. Let me say this. Let me say this real quick, JJ.
Let me cop killing this black man have to do with going to go burn down the Waffle House.
Let me say this real quick. Let me say this real quick, JJ. Pookie killed Ray Ray every single day. Yeah. Where's the protest? Yeah. Where's the Black Lives Matter? Yeah. Where is the burning down of the buildings? Because I guarantee y'all. Hold on.
Understand this.
Go ahead.
And understand this. We are in the middle of a pandemic. There's a thing out here in the world called the coronavirus, COVID-19, whatever you want to use. Okay, well, however you want to use that. We have a whole lot of virus that is out here killing our black asses higher than we are killing our own selves. So now, you tell me this. What the hell does burning down these stores, burning down and destroying your community have to do with this white cop killing this black man?
Thank you.
What does that have to do with it?
Thank you. Y'all, if y'all want to be mad.
You tired of this, you tired of that. Hell, you should be tired of goddamn doing shit to your own self.
Thank you. Everybody.
How do you expect America to give a fuck about us and we don't even care about ourselves, black people?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the truest stuff I could ever say. We only care about each other when other races of people do something to us.
That's so true. That's so true. That's so true.
And no offense to the people who's out here protesting the right way, the white people that's protesting the right way, the black people that are holding hands together, and the white people that's holding hands together, marching in our behalf. Thank you, people. Thank you, America, for the ones.
Thank you. JJ, give them applause. Give them applause. The ones who are peacefully protesting.
You know what I'm saying? The ones
give you applause.
Doing it the right way, we applaud you. Thank you.
Thank you.
But at the same time, everywhere you go, there are bad apples. Or there's bad seeds in every bunch.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And let's just face it, we can't escape that. There's no way around that. Okay? There's no way around that. There's bad apples in every bunch, man. Well, not everybody is on this BS and this crazy mess that's going on. But the ones that are on that BS, you know what I'm saying, it makes the people look bad. You know what I'm saying? The ones who's trying to do it the right way, they're overshadowed by all the negativity that's going on.
Okay, let me say this real quick, JJ. Let me say this real quick. Everybody, I want you to take notice and I want you to take heed. Finally, the world is actually looking at the Black race and feeling sympathetic towards us. What is going on right now can make the world perception change towards Black people from feeling sympathetic to just right pathetic. We don't want to sit up here and lose the focus of what the focus is supposed to be really about, which is George Floyd. We don't want to lose that focus. Just the other day, I watched my city that I was born and raised get looted. Places that I went to as a young kid be broken into and stolen into. Again, America, let me ask you this one simple question. What do looting have anything to do with the death of George Floyd? I understand the anger. I understand the outrage. These are the words coming from a Black man. I understand the anger. I'm angry too. But at the end of the day, there's a right way to do things and there's a wrong way to do things. And keep in mind, just like what JJ just said, you are acting up in the midst of a pandemic. There's no social distancing going on right now. There is a pandemic that is happening right now where it has killed over 100,000 people in America alone and has affected 1.7 million people. These are the words that has came from the Oval Office. Now, let me talk about Atlanta real quick. Atlanta is one of the biggest places for Black Americans. You have millionaires in Atlanta. You have billionaires in Atlanta. Tyler Perry studios were just built in Atlanta. You have Rick Ross, who have the biggest mansion in Atlanta. You have entrepreneurs in Atlanta. And what is y'all doing? Y'all are burning it down. You even have the Underground Railroad in Atlanta. Shout out to Harriet Tubman, who freed slaves, and they have ran through the Underground Railroad in Atlanta, and y'all are destroying it. Y'all are burning it down. I've been around since the LA rioting, and I'm here to tell you guys, burning buildings down has never got us nowhere. Never has gotten us nowhere. Whenever Martin Luther King marched back in 1964, that has got us somewhere. And let me tell y'all this real quick as well while it's on my mind. Don't think white supremacy and the KKK is not using this opportunity to burn down Black neighborhoods and Black businesses, because that's exactly what's also taking place. You think they're your friends in the crowd. A lot of them are just simply foes in that crowd, burning down your building while they are on their way home laughing at you. And you are too dumb to see what's really going on right before your eyes. You are too dumb to see what's going on in front of your eyes. Tell that story about that. Hold on, JJ. JJ, tell that story about that woman you just told me, that elderly woman. I want the world to hear this.
Well, basically, it's a woman in Minnesota, in Minneapolis. She was an elderly lady, Black lady. They were showing her on television, and she was crying and weeping about they burned down the neighborhood grocery store, the store that she goes shop at. You know, and she was crying, talking about how is she going to go shopping? This is the only store that's close to her house. She has no way of getting anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? And this store was close by where she lives, and they burned it to the ground. And this woman was on television crying, bawling her eyes out. Elderly lady. They actually had to, you know, they actually had to walk her away from the camera because she was so upset. Then they talked to this white lady shortly after that. You know, she had on shades and she was crying, talking about it's a shame. It's a shame. After we've come so far as a nation, now we're dealing with the COVID-19. Now we got to deal with this. What is wrong? What is going on? You know, I agree there is a social injustice in our Justice Department. I agree with that. I agree with that. But stop using this as a crutch for you to go destroy your own community or go destroy other people's
And keep in
livelihoods.
mind,
Okay?
hold on, Judge. Keep in mind too, food is already scarce. Food is already scarce. And y'all niggas is sitting up here burning down y'all own grocery stores where food is already scarce. Where just a month ago, they was talking about there's going to be a shortage in meats. How are y'all going to be provided food if y'all sitting up here burning down the buildings? And again, these businesses that y'all are burning down, they had nothing to do with it. If y'all are so angry, don't take that anger out on innocent business owners. Take that anger out on the ones who did this injustice to this man, George Floyd. Take y'all anger out on him, on them. What happened was not right. What happened was not right. Matter of fact, there was a riot whenever that little girl, Latasha Harlins, was shot in the back of the head by that woman down there in LA. It was a riot. Buildings was burning down. Cops had to be called. There was a riot whenever Rodney King got beat up and it was caught on camera. There was riots. But my thing is this: what have rioting ever done? Has it ever solved anything? No, because blacks still been getting shot. Blacks have still been getting beat. The only difference is now it is caught on camera. But I'm gonna tell y'all what we can do as black people and as people, period. We gotta start complying. I'm not saying that in every case you will be able to basically walk away from it, but your chances will be higher once we comply. We don't need to be provoking these cops. If we already know that cops is so trigger happy on killing one of us, then let's not give him a reason to want to kill one of us. Let's not give him a reason. Because the chances of you just simply complying, you'll have a better chance of making it out alive than you would be getting beat up or even shot and killed. At the end of the day, we all got families that we want to go home to. Us as black people, we need to stop trying to hold courts in the streets. That's why there's a court system in place. That's why there's lawyers in place. That's why there are DAs in place. That's why there's a judge in place. We need to stop trying to hold courts in the streets. We as black people have came too far. We have came too far. And what we are doing right now, we are showing our ignorance to the world. That's what we are doing right now. I hate what happened. But this looting and all this and that, what do they have to do with anything that happened to George Floyd? What do y'all breaking into freaking telephone stores and stealing cases that don't even match your phone have anything to do with George Floyd's death? If y'all care that much,
what has to do?
What breaking inside of shoe stores?
Why are you breaking in liquor stores and running out of there with 4-5 cases of liquor in jail, trying to steal the ATM? You know damn well you ain't gonna get into that damn ATM because it's one of them electronic boxes.
And they sitting up here breaking in. They breaking in the shoe stores, and that the shoe size is like three sizes small.
Running out there with 2 or 3 boxes of shoes and some shoes out the box in his hand, smiling, running down the road. You fucking dumbass.
And JJ,
you know and you do realize all this stuff that's going on. These cameras around the world are watching you.
Exactly.
These cameras are watching you.
The cameras is watching.
Your dumb ass going to jail. You do know that, right? Your ass going to jail. You do know that. Once they get a handle on all this around the world, you do know they pressing charges against all these people, all the ones that they can see. Your ass is going to jail, you dumb fuck.
Not only are they going to jail, but they could be also taking the COVID-19 with them to jail. Don't think in the midst of all of these.
At this point, Brian, I mean, I understand that we in the middle of a pandemic, but at this time, ain't nobody giving 2 damns about that right now. Because if people really cared about that, we in the middle of a pandemic, it wouldn't be going on what's going on. People are not caring about this right now. They're not. Let's just call it for what it is, man. People are not caring that we you know what I'm saying, we're just in a small phase of trying to reopen the world. You know what I'm saying? The world is still reeling from COVID-19. And don't you think you out here rioting and looting and doing all this shit to your own field? You're hurting. You're hurting the state more. You're hurting your state and your city more than helping it.
Yes, yes,
You know what I'm
yes,
saying? Because
yes.
if you burn
I
stuff
agree.
down, it's going to cost more of your tax dollars and your family tax dollars to build it and rebuild it and fix it. Dumbasses.
And think about this too, JJ.
Don't you think without a shadow of a doubt that the government is going to find a way to get this money back from you from all this shit that's going on in the world? We're going to have to pay for this. We're going to pay for this, America.
Yeah.
We are going to pay for this.
Yeah.
Your kids is going to pay for this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
why do every time something go on in the world, everybody want to holler about the injustice? We understand that. We know it. Racism is going to always be here, America. It's going to always be here.
Yeah.
It's going to always, as long as people have a difference of opinion, as long as your opinion is different from mine, it's going to always be like that, America.
Always.
It's going to always be like that. That's what separates us.
That's right.
That's what makes us unique as people.
That's right. But I'm gonna say this real quick too, though. Let me say this, JJ. Let me say this. Let me say this real quick. Let me say this real quick. We cannot, as Black people, expect any other races to respect us if we don't respect ourselves. We as Black people, we as Black people need.
Care about us if we don't care about ourselves.
Again, if cops seeing Pookie killing Ray Ray every single day, then of course the cops is going to feel like, okay, well, their lives obviously don't matter. So I'm gonna go ahead and start taking in the glory of killing another Black person. There were 49 people that got shot over Memorial Day weekend in Chicago, and no one is talking about it. There was a little 14-year-old Black girl that got shot right down the street from where I live at, and no one's talking about it. But as soon as a non-Black person killed a Black person, it's all over the news. It's social media. It's like social media is persuading your way of thinking into believing everything is black and white. Do I believe that this situation that happened with George Floyd had something to do with his race? I personally do. There's no doubt about that. What we just saw was murder. That was murder. And the cop was so brazen that he did it in broad daylight. The cop was so brazen that he did it around a lot of people, which is in public. The cop was so brazen that he did it in front of people who was telling him to take your knee off that man's neck. And what's also so crazy, he did it in the exact type of replica that Colin Kaepernick be doing things to, which is kneeling down. That's evil to me. That's evil to me. Colin Kaepernick, he kneeled down on that man's neck.
He took a knee.
He took a knee on that man's neck. And Colin Kaepernick have always taken a knee against the injustice that the police were doing to Black people. That cop just took a knee on that Black man. Same exact replica way of how Colin Kaepernick took his knee. There's some crazy stuff going on. 2020 has been a really, really messed up year.
Yep, he took a knee.
But
took a knee on that man's neck.
Again, you guys, it's sad. In Atlanta, Georgia, the mayor, she had to sit up here and go to rappers to try to diffuse what's happening in Atlanta.
Yeah.
She had to go to Killer Mike. She had to go to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. daughter to try to diffuse the situation that's happening in Atlanta. I don't blame no other race.
It didn't help.
It didn't. I don't blame no other race. I blame the Black race. We finally, again, got something going that is positive in Atlanta. Like I said, we got entrepreneurs out there. We got millionaires out there. We got rappers that live out there. And y'all are destroying the city. Ted Turner built that one of those organizations that y'all just recently burnt down. And again, what do any of this burning down of buildings have anything to do with George Floyd? If y'all care so much, do a GoFundMe for George Floyd's daughter. Do a GoFundMe. Create a GoFundMe for George Floyd's daughter and his fiance. Do that. We cannot afford right now to be sitting up here burning down buildings. We cannot afford to be burning down grocery stores. Because all this is going to do is going to escalate into something more serious, and that's someone losing their life, which that has already started taking place. People are already dying behind this situation. I'm hurt too. I'm mad too. It's been complete injustices that's been happening to my people. But my thing is this: Pookie killed Ray Ray every single day. Where's the outcry on those situations? Do their lives not matter? Do their lives not matter? We got to wake up, America. We got to do better. And again, don't sit up here and think that all the white people that's marching beside you are on your side. They are only there for one reason and one reason only, and that's to destroy your city. That's to destroy your city. They want to burn down your city, and they're using this as an opportunity to do it. You got to wake up. You got to wake up. You got to start seeing things for what it really is. There are good white protesters out there. There are good black protesters out there. But you also got some bad black protesters, and you also got some white bad protesters. That's why I say I wouldn't even protest at all right now. Because anytime I hear about a city finna protest, I'm like, oh, there go another city that's finna burn. Anything else you want to say, 34, before I wrap it up?
I mean, I have a lot to say.
Go ahead and say some of it.
I'm just going to sum it up. Like, I have a lot to say, actually. But all I'm going to say is, you know, I'm just tired. That's all. I'm just tired.
Well, what is it that you're tired of?
All the ignorant stuff that us as black people do. You
right.
know what I'm saying? We go out here with this animal type aggression. You know, this same energy that you bring into this protest. Why you don't bring the same energy when we out here killing each other?
Yes.
Why you not out here protesting and doing the fucked up shit that you're doing now when we out here killing each other?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why do you want to act like a damn wild animal just out the cage when another race of people do something to us? And I repeat, and I'm going to keep saying this because this is the realest shit you can ever say to black people. We only act like this when other races of people
That's
do
so
something
true. That's so true. That's so true.
Okay?
So true.
We only do this when other races of people do something. Why? Why are we that stupid?
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Last time I checked.
I agree. I agree.
Okay? If you don't give a fuck, if you don't place value or give a fuck about yourself, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody else gonna give a fuck about you.
I agree. I agree. And
I rest my case, man. I mean, I'm just so I'm beyond pissed off about this, man. I can't even express this no more. I can't, man. I can't.
I mean,
I'm so mad. I'm so pissed off because all this shit is just ignorant and stupid.
And let me talk about your home city real quick, JJ, which is New York. New York is like the epicenter of this COVID-19. Matter of fact, so many people.
And the people in New York, you know, I hate the people in my own hometown. They're burning down their homes and shit in New York.
Burning down their homes in New York.
Burning down their own apartment complexes and all this shit, trying to burn up the police station and all this and that. Fucking with the police. You fucking with the police for what? What did they do? They didn't do it.
I'm pretty sure a lot of those police officers felt. I'm pretty sure some of the police officers felt very bad for what happened to George as well.
Like I said, man, not all cops are bad. Okay, the ones that are bad, you know what I'm saying? They have to try to find a way. The government has to try to find a way to separate the good from the bad. But it's hard when all the men and women, you know what I'm saying, are hired to do the exact same thing, protect and serve. You have some cops that wear that badge proudly, that get up, you know what I'm saying, because they want to go home back to their family.
Right, right.
I mean, you know, now don't get me wrong. Every cop on the force 9 times out of 10 has a family they going home to.
Exactly.
Wife, or if you're gay, I guess you got another husband. However the case may be, whatever it is. But just about every man, woman of color that wears the badge and works for the government, you know what I'm saying? A lot of them, majority of them wants to go home to their families and loved ones. They just want to go to work, make their little piece of money that they get paid from the government, and just do their job and try to at least live some part of the American dream.
Exactly.
I get it. Okay, but when they go out here like the deputy sheriff said, you know, like one of the police said on here the other day, the cops that does this puts a bad taste in cops like me and cops all around the world's mouth. It puts a bad taste in their mouth because it makes people, they understand, you know, they never thought they would understand, but now they finally understand why people do not like them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The cops see that now. And that's why you have a lot of cops try to walk around gingerly. They try to tightrope around situations.
Oh man, that's so true. That's so true, man.
They don't want to invoke or ride a situation that they can't handle.
That's so true. That's so true, man.
You understand what I'm saying? Because they already have a target on their back from the minute they open up their eyeballs and go out their goddamn door.
That's so true. That's so true.
Okay, cops that live in your local, like city cops, you know, the cops that live in your neighborhood. It could be a cop next door to you, and you know he works for the Concord Police Department or wherever he stays.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He works for Cabarrus County Sheriff, or however you want to call it.
Yeah.
He knows when he wake up, he knows every day his life is in jeopardy every time he walk out his front door or back door, whatever he leaves to go to work.
Yeah.
His life is basically hanging on a thread every fucking day when them men and women in the Justice Department open up their eyes and go out them doors. Their lives are always on the line because there are too many people out here in America that do not like them.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And it's a damn shame that you putting fear in the government, the same government that is sworn to protect and serve.
Yep.
But you have cops that actually get up and do the job the way it's supposed to be done every day, and they're scared to protect your ass because they don't know if you're going to flip and put a bullet in there.
That's true. That's true.
That's why they so jumpy.
I mean, that's true.
So jumpy. You know, in us as black people, a lot of us brung these senseless killings on ourselves. I'm just gonna call it out there. I know this may seem like a low blow, but I'm gonna just call it for what it is. Mm-hmm. A lot of the killings that happen in the world, we have brung it upon ourselves with the police.
Yeah, yeah.
Because all you got to do is comply.
Yeah.
You want to get all loud and try to be aggressive. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna invoke him. You're going to invoke him to have to get physical with you. Then when he gets physical with you, you're going to try to fight him, do this and that and third. Then what?
Exactly. And that's a good point.
He's gonna do?
And that's a good point,
JJ.
JJ.
This big ass side on him. This man got this big pistol on his hip. What do you think he's going to do?
And I got to say this because that's a good point. Listen, America, listen, if a cop pull you over, it's best to simply comply. You are not going to win. I had this type of conversation before with some other black people who actually got beat up by the cops. I'm here to simply say, just comply. You have a better, you will not win. A cop has backup. A cop has a gun. A cop has a vest. A cop has, things to beat you down with. And they got training. Just simply comply. You know what I'm saying? Quit trying to fight this man. And this man got all these equipment. This man is trained, and he's even trained to kill. And he got the weapons to do it. Nowadays, as you clearly see, he don't need a gun to kill you. He can kill you with his knee. He can kill you with his knee. He don't need a gun. He don't need a gun. He can just simply kill you with his knee. The best thing to do is comply. I believe you will have a better chance of walking away with your life if you simply comply. Don't provoke the situation. Don't sit up here and try to make the cop angry. We already know, and I agree, yeah, the cops will pull you over for BS reasons. We all know that. We all know that. But at the end of the day, just comply. And if you have an issue with it, get you a lawyer and fight it in the court. Don't hold court in the streets. That's the truth. That's the reality of it. Don't. Especially for the black people, if black and brown people, if you already know that cops is already out to get you, then you're more vulnerable than any other race that's out there. You definitely need to comply. I'm a black man with tattoos all over my body, and I have been pulled over at least 20 plus times by cops, and all of them was white except one. Guess what? I'm still here today. Did I feel like the reasons why I was pulled over? I even got pulled over simply jogging in my neighborhood. Simply jogging in my neighborhood. Guess what? I'm here today in front of this camera trying to tell you guys the way that I made it out. The reason why I'm able to sit here right now is because I complied. Is because I complied. The cop said, "Can I want to see your license?" I gave him my license. Then I didn't sit up here and get all jumpy with him. I didn't get all snappy with him. I didn't say, "Well, why are you sitting up here stopping me?" I already knew, because I already knew that the reasons why they were stopping me was for a BS reason. I know they was going to say something like, "Well, you fit the description of someone we're looking for." That's their go-to. That's their go-to.
Yep, that's what they always say.
Yeah. They always say something stupid like that, or I smell marijuana. I don't even smoke marijuana. I don't do drugs, period. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, just comply. Well, like I said, you guys, I'm not going to lie to you. I hate what I seen. I hate what I'm seeing right now, because right now, the looting, the burning of buildings, the fighting, none of this has. I seen people get on camera and throw up gang signs. What do the gang signs have anything to do with George Floyd? What is you going into a freaking Foot Locker stealing 3 pairs of shoes that's 3 sizes too small have anything to do with George Floyd? What is it that sitting up here burning down your neighborhood stores where food is already high in demand right now? What do that have to do with George Floyd? Nothing. If you really care about what happened with George Floyd, I'm not against protesting, but protest peacefully. Right now, us as America, we are already facing the biggest crisis we have ever faced known to mankind. We already is facing the biggest crisis that we have ever faced ever. And we out here wanting to burn down buildings and burn down the places where we get our food from. How stupid can you be?
Yeah, you burning down places that you need, dummy.
You burning down stuff that you need. That ain't hurting George Floyd. The Bible says
you burning down grocery stores. You burning down restaurants. You burning down pharmacies, stores.
We already we need these places. We need these places. And again, I'm gonna say this real quick too before I forget. Black people, we are already the ones affected the most by this COVID-19. When I sit up here and look at the protesting, I see a lot of black people. And I hate to say it this way, but a lot of black people is not practicing social distancing, and a lot of black people did not have on their mask. And you're not going to tell me that in the mix of these crowds, people are not carrying COVID-19. Guess what? They just pass it to you. You just pass it to the person beside you. The person just took it home with him and then passed it to his family, and it just spreading like wildfire. Fire. Trust me, y'all been amongst each other. That's spreading more than the fires that you're setting to the buildings is spreading. I guarantee it. I promise you that.
And I'm gonna say this again. No one is caring about that, man. No one is even worried about that. All they worrying about is doing this dumb shit that they doing. That's all that matters to them right now. We all going to hell in the handbasket, like I told you this morning.
So true, man. So true. Like I said, man, it just breaks my heart to see my home city been broken into.
It is not okay in the middle of a pandemic. We have to be out here risking our lives. But I have to protest. No, the fuck you don't.
There's a way to do things. There's a right and a wrong way to do things. There's a right and a wrong way to handle things. If you that mad, go to those officers who done this. Go to those officers that done this. Heck, I will lead the protest. I will lead it. That's who done this. And yes, I say officers because I don't just blame the one that had the knee on George Floyd's neck. I blame all those officers that was there. Again, I covered the story already. I was one of the first actually to cover that story on social media. But because I'm not a big YouTuber, of course, the other YouTubers got more attention than mine did. But I was one of the first to cover that story. I give myself credit for that. I'm just not no big YouTuber. But I will lead the protest if we sit up here and do it in a peaceful way. I don't mind leading the protest. One thing about it, there's a fire that's already happening right now. All I'm gonna do is just guide that fire in the direction that I needed to go. Because right now this fire is so out of control that buildings that had nothing to do with this situation, lives that had nothing to do with this situation, is all burning down. No, let's direct that fire to where it's supposed to be directed to, and that's those police officers who was involved with George Floyd's death. That's where we need to direct this situation to. Don't sit up here and be burning down mom and pop stores. We need them stores. Don't be sitting up here burning down buildings in Atlanta. That's the epicenter for Black people. That's where we are entrepreneurs and millionaires at. And again, Black people, the same way it was demons in the form of human beings that day, whenever Pilate came out and said, "Who do y'all want to release?" And they said Barabbas, the same way that there were demons in the forms of human beings saying, "Crucify Jesus," there are white supremacy in the middle of that crowd burning down your buildings. Again, while you watching your buildings be on flames and be on fire, they going home laughing. And that's not to all the white people. That's not to all white people. There are good white people out there that's protesting right now. There was good white people who protested and marched beside Martin Luther King in 1964. If you haven't pushed the like button after watching this, push the like button. Let's get this word out. If you haven't pushed the sub, push the sub. I'm at 100, but we need to grow this channel now, you guys. Push the sub, push the like, and push the share button. Thank you so much for joining me this morning, you guys, or this evening now. God bless everybody. Peace.